Today we're going to be looking at how to treat a room acoustically to try and make it sound as good as possible. And the reason for this is that when you're mixing, you want to be getting a true reflection of exactly what the music sounds like. If the room reflects like certain frequencies, then you're probably going to mix it in a certain way so that it sounds right to you, but that's not going to sound right anywhere else. Not everybody has the ability to have a dedicated room, so often you're restricted to mixing with headphones or really close up to speakers to try and get there, but it makes it more difficult. So if you're able to get a dedicated space, it really helps. So the two things that can make the most difference are getting a decent pair of speakers and then doing some room treatment. So we've done a little bit here and we're going to see what happens. Now this is basically a normal bedroom in a house, and so it's a square, which is one of the worst shapes that you can come up with because it reinforces certain frequencies. It means that you're going to get build up of normally around the base is where it happens, but then also there's going to be holes as well as these waves kind of cancel each other out. So you can be sitting in one spot and then think, well, I've got no bass, and so you turn the bass up more and more, and then it doesn't translate well anywhere else. So let's have a look. So we've got our calibrated microphone here, and so we're ready to test the room to see what it's like acoustically. And so we've got this piece of software running here which connects into these speakers. They're from Genelec, and it's going to test the room. We've done some basic room treatment just to initial start to see. So we've got some heavy curtains here covering the window, which is a big source of reflection points. I've covered up this plastic sign we've got over here. There's a neon sign here, so that was also a source of some reflections. And then to treat the room, we've got these on the wall. These are proper acoustic panels and big bass traps up the back here. So let's see what happens when we run it. Now I'm going to leave the room for this just to make sure I don't impact it. Okay, so here's the results that we've got back from both our left and our right speaker. Initially we can see that we're looking pretty good on the high frequencies. That's reasonably flat, but we've got some issues down here. So immediately what we can see here is we've got a big peak at 50 Hertz. We've got a dip of around 80 Hertz. Now what this means here, it's the same on both sides, not quite so impacted on the right hand side at around 80 Hertz. So what this means here is that we are still not really dealing with the bass enough there. So that's probably coming from the corners. 50 Hertz is very low, that's sub bass. What it means is it's actually building it up about twice as much volume as what is really there. So that means when I mix it, I'm thinking that I've actually got more bass than what I do. So I think we're going to have to deal with this by putting a bit more in the corners there.